Hello everyone, my name is Ananksha Alamyan and welcome back to my channel. As you know, most of my videos center around writing on Medium and they aim to help you make it big on Medium. And to look at this from a different angle, from a different perspective, I decided to talk to four amazing writers and understand their journey so far on Medium. The basic concept of this video series is to understand that Medium works differently for every writer, and even though your goal might be the same, the path you take to reach there is different. And in today's video, we are talking about publications. What does it take for a new writer to make it into big publications like Mind Cafe, The Ascent, or Better Marketing? And what's the concept behind sticking to a few publications or writing for several different publications? So, to get the answer to these two very important questions, I talked to four amazing writers, Akshat Singhi, Aaron Nichols, Dipanshu Rawal, and Niharika Kaur Sodhi. So if you missed the previous videos in this series, you can check out the playlist linked right here. And without further ado, let's dive straight in. Now I'd like to talk about publications and getting into big publications as a beginner. And I think Akshat is the right person to go first with this because he got into Mind Cafe within 1 month. It took me like 4 months to get into Mind Cafe. So Akshat, tell us your secret.
I'm still getting rejected. Just saying, just putting it out there.
I quit trying.
Uh, so like I mentioned before, I never knew if my writing was good. So my get from the get go, my aim was publication, and I started with the Ascent. But then after that, I saw all these people getting really great results with Mind Cafe. All the viral articles from Mind Cafe, and I just wanted to know what the fuss was about. So then I started writing for them. I wrote from them a lot. My plan was always like this, that I'll submit to Mind Cafe. If they reject it, I'll then submit to the Ascent. And in the beginning, I did get accepted as a writer. I think Mind Cafe has two levels of acceptance. Once there's one there is a submission manager who will take in your submission and he can make it up. But then again, you have to submit your piece, and then the editor, like Jordan, will decide if it goes or not. So I was accepted as a writer, and then one of my articles was actually published. But then I sent in a bunch of shitty articles to Mind Cafe, and I was even removed as a writer from Mind Cafe, and I cried the whole day. I was like, "Am I banned or something?" And I didn't know what was happening. And then I sent an email to John, and he said that it's routine. Who writers who don't send good quality work, they remove them also. So I was like, okay. So then I started again. I again started sending in my pieces, and then I got accepted. And then my first article which I sent. So my idea was like, I'll take a week to finish my article. The article I wrote on Vipassana, it was a lot of research. It was a lot of research. It took me a week, and Jordan loved it, and he immediately put it for editor's pick. So that was my big moment. Like my first real piece in Mind Cafe was directly in editor's pick, and the article did quite well. So after that, I've never even tried other publications after that. I just wrote for Mind Cafe because they were very quick. The Ascent took a lot of time. And I think publishers needed you to be a writer for 3 months before you can get in. So I waited for 4 months, then tried 2 times, then they didn't accept. I don't even know why. But then, yeah, then I'm just writing for Mind Cafe, and I recently started writing for Books Are a Superpower also. So yeah, that's going good. So my point is like, if you want to get in anywhere, you just have to get the rejections out of the way. So it's like, I think I'll call it a concept called a failure number. There's a failure number that everyone has to cross. But if you knew that beforehand, it'd be very easy. So if J.K. Rowling know that she would get rejected 12 times, and the 13th time she would get accepted. If she knew this beforehand, she'd rush to get rejected 12 times. So my idea was like, I told myself that I'm going to get rejected 10 times. And my idea was to get to 10 rejections as quickly as possible. So every rejection was not a failure, but it was a win. So the point, the wherever you want to get to, it's like you just have to get over the rejections, and after that, it's you will get in. But like it's just practice.
Wow, I love this
That's
concept
so
of failure number.
inspiring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously. Okay, so I just have this one thing because Akshat, you mostly stick to one publication, but Aaron here you have written with so many different publications. So Aaron, what's your take on one publication or few publications versus like different publications? What do you think about that?
Right. I think it's important to underscore, first of all, that I have no idea what I'm doing and there's really not a plan. But if I'm making sense of it looking backwards, I think, I've kind of stuck to Publicious because they keep accepting my articles. I got into Curious once. I really just sort of, like, I submit to a couple publications and then I self-publish if nobody wants what I've written. I don't remember which Malcolm Gladwell book it was, but he talked about how it's sometimes better to be a big fish in a small pond than it is to try to be like the biggest fish in the biggest pond. And I've found that just publishing widely has actually, like, I write travel articles. I can't remember what the travel publication is called, but I write travel articles and I write a lot of other stuff and I submit it everywhere. And I found that, like, my fans in different publications tend to be the same, but they don't necessarily cross those publications. So writing widely and submitting to a bunch of different stuff I've only submitted to the Ascent and Mind Cafe once, and then I got rejected. And then I was like, all right, maybe my style just isn't right. I'm just going to continue submitting to different places. And I've found, it's like being an octopus and putting your tentacles in different places to gather more resources, I guess, would be. Because I've found that has actually increased my follower count by publishing in different places and going across a spectrum rather than always trying to get into the bigger publications.
That's so interesting. Now I'll have to actually try hard to get that mental image out of my head. Aaron is an octopus and trying out different publications. There was a time.
Aaron's face photoshopped on an octopus.
Yeah, and then all the publications there.
Yeah.
There was a time whenever I opened the page of the Ascent, I would always see an article by Dipanshu, always, no matter when.
Same, and it would be on my, if I don't read it, then his articles would just pop on my home feed. Like I had to click on them. There was no running away from his articles.
Yeah, I used to call Dipanshu the poster boy of the Ascent. So Dipanshu, tell us your story. What's your secret?
So what happens? Usually Ascent does reply in 2 weeks only. It takes time. But when I started being really super serious about Medium, plus I was like really free in my life. I already had 2-3 life coaching clients. So I was like, I'm done with my finances. Let me try some creative output. Plus I wanted to try this deep work concept. So there was a coach that was coaching me on deep work. So for the month of October, I don't know, exponentially, grow my creative output. And what happened? I published one piece with Ascent in July maybe, and then in September end or October start, I started like submitting 1 or 2 posts a day. And obviously, not some random shitty article, but genuinely well thought and well put and well edited kind of pieces. So they started publishing it 1 or 2, like one at a time. And then I don't remember when it started with Steve or with Melissa. I asked them how are you guys doing? I'm publishing, I've submitted a couple of articles with you, and is there anything I can do to help you? So they responded back that thank you so much for being so thoughtful and stuff. And we really love this topic. Like at that time, we really love how you are writing about mental health and stuff. And I really believe that our community would want to read more of it. So I submitted more of those pieces with them. So it helped me build that kind of a reputation with them. And I ended up publishing like I guess 23 or 24 posts within October with Ascent, and the response time was usually 1 to 2 days, and they would schedule it. So the issue with Ascent is they are having so much volume that even if when they were responding to me within a few hours, they had to actually schedule it for like 5-6 days later. And I don't think that volume has changed even now. It's been more than 6 months now. But yeah, it was a really good experience, and I'd always love to see how my names pop up on the top of the Ascent homepage. Good feeling.
Definitely. But yeah, now I don't know if you guys have experienced it or not, but Ascent has definitely reduced their wait time. They usually get back within 48 hours. But yeah, they schedule it to be published
They
later.
reject me within 1 day, but
Yeah.
if they have to accept me, it takes very long.
Okay. No, I
But
think
they've also started
recently,
being strict with their quality.
Mhm.
They've also
Yeah.
being started,
Yeah, that is
being
why
strict
people
with their
might be sending the-
quality.
My recent 3 or 4 articles, they got back to me within like 24 hours. But yeah, it was published like after a week. So definitely that's there. So, Niharika, I remember like the first time I came across your name on Medium was with the Ascent only. I think it was about an influencer, why you quit your influencer lifestyle. I think it was that article. So tell us your story with publications, how to get into big publications as a beginner.
I mean, I just kept getting rejected for such a long time. It just did not stop. Whatever I would send anybody, whether it was Postgrad Survival Guide or the Ascent, everything would just be rejected, and I couldn't figure out why. And I would keep trying, but then I would just send it to say Illumination or something. But I remember when I got my first acceptance from the Ascent, and I was at I was holidaying at a hill station, and I was so happy. As in, I was like, I don't know what a big deal it is, but I mean, at that time it was, because it was that one acceptance in the middle of many, many rejections. And I think the way to get into publications and bigger publications is honestly just to keep trying. And something else I've experienced this month is, I remember I sent something which I thought would be a perfect fit for Postgrad Survival Guide. I mean, I love writing for them. I think they're my most favorite publication, because where I am in life right now, I resonate with their articles a lot. And even I think my experiences resonate with them. And I remember I sent something keeping them in mind. So you feel so hopeful that, okay, I'm writing for them, and it's going to get through. And it got rejected. And I was like, what just happened? This doesn't usually happen these days. And Stephen said, hey, why don't you give it to Curious? And I think Curious has rejected me like a good 15-20 times. I know, like now, I think I send them an article just to give it a shot if they're going to accept it in 36 hours, but I know it's going to get rejected. And it made the cut. And that's how it became like my first ever Curious story. And then yesterday, for the first time, I was in editor's picks of Curious, which only has like 10 articles right now. So I think the only way to get into big publications is to keep trying. And if you don't get through, there's a better home. Like I think probably out of 2 out of 20 articles are in a place where they're not where they should be. But otherwise, every article reaches a better home. So it's fine. Just keep trying.
I would add to the point by Niharika that every piece would probably have a good place where they belong. And like personally for me, I love writing personal stories, even when they are not research backed. My research has a lot to do with the research I do, which doesn't necessarily back to some scholar articles from Google, right? So Mind Cafe for me, initially at least, didn't sound like a good fit, no matter how much I wanted to be there. For me, Ascent was the really perfect fit where I could, just write in depth about my experiences, my clients' experiences, and like my personal story. So yeah, every piece has a perfect home.
Definitely.
I mean,
yeah.
my most popular article is a personal story without a single link in it. And it seems like that really resonates with people. I mean, a lot of my travel stories too have done really well. And those aren't research backed at all.
And I've read one of yours, which was about somebody buying you a jacket, right, in Nepal. And that was such a beautiful story. You don't need like research or something in it. It just like you feel it in your heart. It resonates really deeply.
That's all for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you missed the previous videos in the series, make sure to check out the playlist that's linked right here, and make sure you follow my channel so you don't miss out on future videos where we are talking about making money on Medium and dissecting the most successful articles of these four amazing writers. So stay tuned for more updates, and till then, stay awesome. Bye.